Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing an Innovate oil pressure sensor and temp sensor and gauge on the WRX. So I've got all the stuff laid out over here. Innovate product, so I've got the gauge here. It's a dual gauge, so it'll be oil pressure and oil temp. Got a sensor and then the pressure sensor there. Okay, so there's two locations where I'm going to be installing the sensors. First one is the oil pressure sensor. It'll be going just in that oil gallery bung down there. It's located directly across from the turbo, so if you have a top mount intercooler, it's under that. I have a front mount, so it's just down there. Still going to need to take the piping off probably to get to it, but you can see it down there. And secondary, the oil temp sensor is going to be going in a sandwich plate adapter underneath the car. So you can see up in here, see if I get it to focus, there's an oil cooler running external lines to the front, and you can see just there, if it focuses, there's a 1/8 MPT bung, so we'll be putting the sensor for the temp straight in there. It's pre-oil cooler, that way I'm getting an accurate temperature reading of how hot the car's running, not after the oil's being cooled. So I'll start off probably with this one down the bottom because it's the easiest, and then we'll go from the top. Okay, so you can see I now have that sensor in there. I've just got to run the cable from the top. So I'm going to lean over the engine, try and figure out where the best place to run the cable without it getting caught, because you can see we have, I don't know if you can see there, but the pulleys are just there for the cooling, the accessory systems, so aircon and power steering. So now I have the sensor cable runs up the side of the head there, comes along the ABS rail along the bottom, comes up, and it's now just here on the windscreen, and I'll feed it through the firewall. Now let's do the next one. I'm going to have to take the intercooler pipes off to get to it down there. So it'll be this pipe off here, so this one, this pipe here, this pipe here, and this one at the back will come off as well. That will allow me to get to that one down there. Cheers. So I have all my intercooler pipes off at the top that needed to be in the way, and you can see that's the oil gallery plug right there. So now I'm going to use an Allen key socket to remove that, and then we'll get the thread and sensor put in. That way we can run the oil pressure there, oil temp from the bottom. I am running an external oil cooler, as I mentioned. You can see the lines down there. The oil cooler itself is mounted where my front mount is down here. It's all custom set up. But yeah, let's do this top bit. Okay, so you can see I've got that thread out. There's the port down there where we're going to be putting in the sensor. It's really gold because my oil is really fresh, and it's got a bit of a red tone to it because the old thread sealant used was red. If it focuses, there you go. But you can see. So now we'll go ahead and put that new nut in, so that's over here. What this does is converts, where is it? Just here. What this does is converts from this, I believe it's like an M18 by 1.5 thread, to 1/8 MPT. Perfect, ready for the sensor to go into. The sensor will thread into the end there. So we'll get this in, get this tight, and then we'll try this one. Okay, so I've got that one set up there. I'm just waiting for my mate to arrive. He's got a 27mm spanner. That'll allow me to get that super tight. In the meantime, let's set the gauge up on the inside. So what we're going to do, I've got my ATI triple cluster pod up in the middle here. Right now it's currently got boost gauge, AFR gauge. This one's going to go in the middle. Let's pull this apart. It's really easy, it all plugs and play. All I got to do is wire up headlights, power and ground. I don't actually want the headlight thing like dimming dialed in. I'm just going to run it the same. I don't really like having the gauges dim. I just like them full blast all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up now. Okay, so I've got the sensor all installed and the gauge set up. So if I turn the car to accessory, it primes, and you can see reads. No oil pressure when the car's off. Obviously the temperature's still low because the car's cold. Still have my AFR gauge there.